In this video, I'm going to show you how to make text conform to the shape of an object using Illustrator. As you can see in this example with the heart, the words "I love you" take the shape of the heart. You can have the choice of putting a background on it like this pink heart, or you can just leave it black and white or change the colors of it, whatever you would like to do. Alright, let's get started. First, I'm going to go to File, New, and create a new document. I'll call it Text in a Shape. And I'm going to keep the orientation horizontal or vertical and click OK. Now I'm going to use the pen tool and draw a heart shape. So this can be a little tricky, but if you pay attention closely and follow the steps, I'm sure you can get it. So click and drag up and to the left side. Then go over to the middle, click and drag down. So you can see this is making the upper arc of the heart. Before you let go of the mouse, hold down Alt and make these two handles a V shape, so that are approximately the same size. Then let go of Alt, go over approximately the same distance, click and drag down and to the left this time, and try to make the arches of the heart approximately the same size. This time, to make the bottom part of the heart, you're not going to click and drag, you're just going to click. So click. Now to end the heart, click and drag up and to the left to make the final selection. So now you can see my heart's a little bit lopsided. I'm going to get the white arrow, which is the direct selection tool, and I'm just going to move these around and tweak these little handles and whatnot until my heart looks a little more even. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You could purposely make it lopsided if you want to, give it a little bit more character. Alright, now I'm going to make the heart a color. So there's multiple ways to do that, but what I'm going to do is open the swatches panel and open this menu on the side and go down to Open Swatch Library, Color Books, and one of my favorite is True Match because it has so many color choices available in it. And I'll stick with the stereotypical color and make a pink heart. Let's try this color. Now I don't want a black outline around it, so I'm going to get rid of the stroke. So I can change it here and click None, or I could have changed it down here, or I could have changed it up here. Multiple ways. So there is my pink heart with no line around it. So I am going to make a copy of this. So using the selection tool, make sure it's selected, push Control-C on the keyboard and Control-F, which is paste in front, so it aligns exactly. So if I open my layers panel and I click this little expansion, I can see I do have two copies of the heart. So on the bottom heart, I'm going to click in this box to lock it and then turn the eyeball off, because we'll turn it back on later when we need it. Okay, so I am going to get the pen tool again and change the color to, it doesn't really matter, I'll just choose white. Oops. So you can see I had the heart selected, so I'm going to push Control-Z. I'm going to click off the heart. Now let's try that again. Pen tool, change the color to white, change the, whoops, okay. So I'm going to leave the color none and change the stroke to white, and change the size of the stroke to 5. Now I'm going to click and drag and click and drag to make a line on here, because I'm going to put words in this half and this half of the heart. So to tweak that a little bit, I'm going to get the white arrow, which is the direct selection tool. And now I can click on this and move it and move the handles and make it more curved or less curved or whatever I think looks good. I think that looks pretty good right there. So now with the black arrow, I'm going to click to make sure that this white line is selected, and then go to Object, Path, where is it? Oh, Outline Stroke. So it turned that from a line object to basically an image object. So now I'm going to hold down Shift and click the heart so that they're both selected, and then get the Pathfinder tool. The Pathfinder is not a default panel, so I have to go to Window, Pathfinder, and here it is. So the first thing that I'm going to do is click this minus sign, or minus button, so it's going to subtract that little white line from the pink part of the heart. Now what I'm going to do is divide this shape by clicking this button on Pathfinder. And then I'm going to go to Object and ungroup those so that the top is a separate object from the bottom. Now with the text tool, I am going to make it really large. We'll start with 72. That's probably not large enough. And a font that I like is called Hobo. So let's find, oh, there we go, Hobo. So I'll click and I'll write I, all in caps, love. And you can see by comparing them that this is too small, so I'm going to highlight it. And 72 is the highest that this goes, so I'm just going to start typing in, I'll guess 125. Okay, let's try 100. All right, that looks pretty good. So with the Move tool, I'm going to drag this down. Great. So I'm going to hold down Alt and drag off a copy, use the text tool and change this to U. Get the Move tool and align this with the bottom part of the heart. Now, using the keyboard, I'm going to hold down Control, and then using bracket next to the P key, I'm just going to keep hitting bracket, and what that does is moves the text to the back. So now I'm going to get I love, hold down Control and hit the bracket key over and over until it goes to the back. I have I love selected. I'm going to hold down Shift and select the top part of the heart. Then go to Object, Envelope, Distort, and Make with Top Object. So that looks pretty awesome. Now let's do the bottom part. So click the bottom part of the heart, hold down Shift, and click the text. Go to Object, Envelope, Distort, Make with Top Object. There we go. Pretty neat. Now I'm going to turn on over in my Layers panel that heart that's in the background. And you can have that or not have it. Let's say you want to change the color of the text inside the heart now, but if you try to select it with the text tool, it's not going to work. What you have to do is, with this selected, I'm going to go to Object, Envelope, Distort, Envelope Options. Oh no, I'm sorry. Edit Contents. Now I can use the text tool. I can highlight this. Let's say I'm going to make it a really dark pink color. And then I'm going to click off of that. There we go. So it's up to you what color you want to make it. Let's try this one. Object, Envelope, Distort, Edit Contents, and I'll use the text tool. Oops. Control Z. Get this, and I'll just make this a different color pink just to see what it looks like. And, all right, so that's my finished project. Go ahead, save your changes. Use the snipping tool to make a screen capture and put it on your web portfolio. That's it for now.